Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos plays matchmaker for 3 couples. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos found her second love on her journey. She and Chalk Chapel are engaged and beginning their life together. There were 23 other men who left the mansion single. The women from the Golden Bachelor asked Joan if any would be good matches for them. Turns out that Joan is pretty good at matchmaking. She potentially has hooked up 3 couples. Keep reading to find out more. Joan Vassos plays matchmaker. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos seems to be pretty good at matching couples up. Who needs a golden paradise when they already have Joan fixing them up? She spoke about it all to US Weekly during a recent photo shoot. Joan said, she didn't name any specific men, but fans have already seen a few of them together. Gary and Sandra were hanging out, as well as Jordan Heller and Leslie Fema. Another possible match is Jacqueline Shoney and Susan Knowles. As far as who the men are already in relationships, there are many. Mark Anderson is reportedly dating One Tree Hill star Barbara Alyn Woods. Jonathan Roan is also in a relationship already and is very happy. Now, it seems like even Guy Gansert may have found love all on his own. Who will be the Golden Bachelor? With all the men from Joan Vassos' season of the Golden Bachelorette getting involved in relationships, the choices for the Golden Bachelor are dwindling. Many thought that Mark Anderson would get the leading role. However, that changed when he was seen out with Barbara on numerous occasions. There are still many hoping Charles Ling will be given the opportunity. He won the hearts of many with his sweet demeanor and genuine personality. Chalk Chapel also thinks that Keith Gordon could be a good option for the lead. Overall, he and Joan said there are so many men who would do an incredible job. So far, ABC has yet to comment and announce a name for the lead for Season 2. Joan Vassos thought she had seen it all during her time as the Golden Bachelorette, but now she was stepping into a new role, matchmaker. After her own journey to find love played out on national television, Joan realized that just because her season was over didn't mean the romance had to stop. With a heart full of hope and a knack for spotting chemistry, she took it upon herself to pair up 3 golden singles in the hopes of creating their own happily ever afters. Couple number 1, Pascal Ebguy and Nancy Hulkower. The unexpected spark. Pascal Ebguy had always been known for his charm, but he never expected to find himself on the receiving end of one of Joan's matchmaking missions. After their shared experience on the Golden Bachelorette, Pascal and Nancy had remained friendly, but Joan saw something neither of them had: potential. Nancy, always poised and elegant, had been hesitant about love after years of heartbreak, while Pascal, the charismatic and passionate salon owner, had never shied away from romance. Joan, however, was convinced that opposites could attract. She invited them both to a casual dinner at her house, failing to mention that she conveniently placed candles, romantic music, and an intimate table for 2 on her patio. When Pascal arrived, his eyes widened. "Oh, Joan, you sneaky thing," he chuckled, eyeing Nancy across the table. Nancy laughed, shaking her head. "So this is your plan?" Joan winked. "You two always had a spark. You just needed someone to fan the flames." By the end of the night, Pascal and Nancy weren't just laughing. They were making plans for a second date. Maybe Joan was onto something after all. Couple number 2, Mark Anderson and Ilona Maher. The fanboy meets the athlete. Mark Anderson had been a fan favorite, his heartfelt journey on the Golden Bachelorette leaving many rooting for his happiness. However, Joan knew that what he really needed was someone who could match his energy and sense of adventure. Enter Ilona Maher, the fierce and talented rugby player who had been making waves in the sports world. When Joan saw Mark gushing about Ilona on social media, she decided to take matters into her own hands. "Mark, have you ever considered dating someone who could quite literally tackle you if needed?" Joan teased over coffee one morning. Mark, caught off guard, laughed. "Wait, what?" I may or may not have arranged a little introduction, Jones said slyly. Before he could protest, he found himself at an exclusive event, standing face to face with Ilona. She grinned. So, you're the Mark Anderson who's been fanboying over me. Mark turned red. Maybe? Ilona laughed. Well, I do appreciate a man who admires strong women. The two hit it off instantly, bonding over their love of fitness, competition, and pushing each other out of their comfort zones. By the end of the night, they were exchanging numbers and making plans for a workout date. Joan watched from a distance, satisfied. Her matchmaking skills were proving to be legendary. Couple number 3, Jordan Heller and Leslie Fema. A second chance at love when Joan set her sights on finding a match for Jordan Heller. She knew it had to be someone with a strong personality, someone who could keep up with him but also challenge him. The answer? Leslie Fema. Leslie, a former contestant from the Golden Bachelor, had stolen hearts with her vivacious energy and zest for life. Joan had long admired her and thought she'd be the perfect match for Jordan, who was equally dynamic and ready for a second chance at love. Setting them up wasn't easy. Leslie had been hesitant about dating again after her last heartbreak, and Jordan was skeptical about blind dates, but Joan had her ways. She invited them both to a friendly gathering at a vineyard, where she conveniently had them seated next to each other during a wine tasting. At first, there were polite exchanges, but then something shifted. So, Leslie, what's your favorite kind of adventure? Jordan asked, genuinely intrigued. Oh, I don't know, Leslie mused. Skydiving, road trips, spontaneous dancing in the middle of the street. What about you? Jordan grinned. I was hoping you'd say something like that. As the night went on, laughter turned into deep conversation, and by the time the evening ended, Joan knew she had succeeded once again. The matchmaker's triumph as Joan watched the sparks fly between the 3 couples she had orchestrated. She couldn't help but feel a sense of fulfillment. Love had found her once, and now she was helping others find it too. Maybe she had missed out on a love story with one of these men, but that didn't mean she couldn't create a few love stories of her own. Perhaps the Golden Bachelorette was just the beginning for Joan Vassos. Maybe, just maybe, the Golden Matchmaker had a nice ring to it. Setting them up wasn't easy. Leslie had been hesitant about dating again after her last heartbreak, and Jordan was skeptical about blind dates, but Joan had her ways. She invited them both to a friendly gathering at a vineyard, where she conveniently had them seated next to each other during a wine tasting. At first, there were polite exchanges, but then something shifted. So, Leslie, what's your favorite kind of adventure? Jordan asked, genuinely intrigued. Oh, I don't know, Leslie mused. Skydiving, road trips, spontaneous dancing in the middle of the street. What about you? Jordan grinned. I was hoping you'd say something like that. As the night went on, laughter turned into deep conversation, and by the time the evening ended, Joan knew she had succeeded once again. The matchmaker's triumph as Joan watched the sparks fly between the 3 couples she had orchestrated. She couldn't help but feel a sense of fulfillment. Love had found her once, and now she was helping others find it too. Maybe she had missed out on a love story with one of these men, but that didn't mean she couldn't create a few love stories of her own. Perhaps the Golden Bachelorette was just the beginning for Joan Vassos. Maybe, just maybe, the Golden Matchmaker had a nice ring to it.